Hey, good morning. It's the 25th of October here in the year 2024. I don't know if any of you other folks have a tendency to put 19 instead of 20. Every once in a while I have to kind of shake my head and say, it's not 19s are over. Born in 52, 1952, and we're in the 20s these days. We'll stay in the 20s for the rest of the, what do you want to call it, your life? Yeah. Anyway, it's a good chance I'm not going to live for 70 more years, so that's not going to happen. I had a call from the folks at the Winship Cancer Facility that did the treatment for my prostate cancer. I'm not sure I've gotten into that particular fun episode of life, but they do this kind of a unique blood test looking for a one particular element, and they like to see essentially a zero reading on it. Anything else, the higher it is, the more that you have to worry that it's, cancer coming back. Anyway, it was today at today, Friday, at 8:30, and I didn't put it down on anything to remember, and they called me about 8:45 and said, you had an appointment today, a video appointment. I said, and we had a brief conversation with the admin nurse, and she eventually said, well, the doctor will give you a call back. And she hung up. And about, I'd say maybe 2 to 3 minutes later, she calls. Real nice lady. Anyway, we have a brief conversation, and the word that we're going to do this again on next Friday. So remind me, folks, that I need a appointment on the video at 8:30 Friday morning, and I'll put it on a number of different, memory minders that I have this particular appointment, and I have to get a blood test sometime before that Friday, so they have something to look at and say, okay, everything looks good. You're good for another 6 months. Question is, what do you do when if all of the numbers, the number they're looking for spikes up to 5 and 6, 10, I don't know. Every once in a while, you hear about some name of some sort, either political or a entertainment person who was fighting a long battle with prostate cancer. They lost today. We mourn, and whatever name. And I go, wait a minute. They fighting a battle with prostate cancer? Isn't it just like solved? Yes, solved with radiation. Yeah, lots of radiation. God. No, I'm not talking about prostate cancer today. No, not. We had a couple more people that have looked at one or two of the earlier episodes of Not Yet 80. And if you're new and are willing to spend 12 minutes with me, because that's all it is, 12 minutes, we're very, very careful that we only go for 12 minutes. Hit the subscribe button, because we're trying to go a little past where we are now, which is well, a long way from 1 million. So if you can do that, that'd be great. And we are out with just one dog today, and I'll walk the other one later this afternoon. I'll see how that works. But a little bit hesitant to walk them by myself. I'm sure that'll change, but that's where we are. The other thing that is, back on the political front, Kamala had a rally here in Georgia last night, and it attracted a few folks. Apparently 23,000 of them. So it was quite a festival, and she had a lineup of guest speakers that spoke before she did, and hopefully it energized a few more people to go out and vote. Online, I saw someone making a comment about making phone calls, and he apparently had a shift, so it's some sort of organization that's doing it, and he said he made 12 calls, and 12 calls in 40 minutes. He says it takes a lot longer than you would think. But anyway, one of the calls ended up with a teacher, and she took the call while she was in class and put it on a speakerphone and talked to the guy that was asking her about her vote. And she used the opportunity with the rest of her class, which is really cool, talking about primaries and voting and what we're voting for, the offices. And he was very, very appreciative of her time, but very congratulatory of her taking the opportunity with the class. But on a personal front, you can actually go to your television and at any time, and you can get the latest talking heads talking about the election and how close things are, how much of a tie it is. And it gets a little bit much. I mean, we're sitting, just roughly 10 days away from the election. And it gets a bit, I don't know, what's the word? Tiresome? Yeah, that's a good one. To hear the latest awful things that Trump is saying. Today, he basically said, well, it's for the first time I've used this, but the United States is a garbage dump. How in the world can anybody vote for this insane, I want to say villainous, coward, yes, traitor, yes, it's beyond me. And in this election, it is still tide, and it's only a few states out of 50 that are going to make a difference. I don't know what else to say. But we decided that we're not going to spend the morning fretting, that's a good word, over the news. And we're not going to listen to people wringing their hands or saying, making a comparison between the two. Just not. As we voted, there's nothing else we can do. So it's information, which is good to have, but generally speaking, when you have information, you want to be able to do something with it. We're going to limit the amount of time we're spending on the election updates. There's no benefit, none at all. So that's kind of where we are right this moment. Oh, let me say we had a real nice lunch yesterday, breakfast, and coffee, and just very, very pleasant, very low key, very without any pressure, and we can do that maybe once a week. That basically becomes breakfast and lunch. So in terms of calorie count, which we're always looking at, that should take care of it. But it was nice. It was really nice. Well, as I said, we only do this for 12 minutes, and we're coming up on that magic mark. So let me say again, thank you for those that are watching. Apologies for being boring. And if you have a care to, hit that old subscribe button. We'll get closer and closer to 1 million. You guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.